The chosen one's path is shrouded in a veil of mystery and uncertainty. No one is born knowing their true purpose. We are all cast into the river of life, where the waters guide us, sometimes gently, other times with overwhelming force. And so begins the journey of the chosen one, an ordinary being, navigating an apparently mundane existence, until gradually, a sense of difference starts to emerge from within. It is not a superficial difference like those that distinguish people by appearance or status, but a feeling that there is something more, something deeply rooted in their soul, yearning to be discovered. This calling, however, does not come with ready-made answers. It emerges as a restlessness, an almost visceral discomfort. The chosen one questions, why me? Why do I feel out of place, as if I'm living between two worlds, the tangible and the intangible? Yet the answers do not come immediately. They remain hidden in the shadows of doubts and challenges. But it is precisely in this desert of uncertainties that the true awakening begins. Just as the seed must face the darkness of the earth before seeing the sunlight, the chosen one must go through moments of deep introspection and often solitude. It is in these moments that they confront their deepest fears and most chronic insecurities. Each doubt that arises is like a stone in the path, one they must overcome one by one, until their true essence begins to shine, not as a sudden discovery, but as the gradual blossoming of a flower under the dawn's light. However, this journey is not linear. The chosen one often finds themselves questioning their capability, feeling inadequate for the mission that awaits them. They wonder, am I worthy of such responsibility? Can I, a mere being, make a difference in a world so vast and complex? But it is precisely in the vulnerability of these questions that the chosen one's power lies. They begin to understand that their weaknesses are also their strengths, and that through internal struggles, their true purpose begins to reveal itself. This recognition, however, is not the end of the journey, but the beginning of a new phase. The chosen one begins to realize that the path ahead is long and demanding. They have not only been called to awaken to themselves but to become a light for others. Hear the true responsibility begins to weigh on their shoulders. It is not a light choice but a spiritual burden that they carry with a mixture of honor and fear. Being a chosen one is like walking a fine line between light and darkness. The world not only observes their steps but judges them. The chosen one must be a beacon amid the storms of others, guiding those who are lost, even when they themselves feel adrift. And it is in this paradox that they find their greatest challenge, balancing their own life with the call of their mission. The chosen one often has to sacrifice their own desires, wishes, and even relationships that are not aligned with their higher purpose. The mission of being a figure of inspiration is not an isolated blessing, but also a burden. They learn along the way that to be a light for others often means walking in the shadow of their own sacrifices. The things they desired, the dreams they nurtured, often need to be set aside. The call to serve a higher purpose demands more from them than they ever imagined they were willing to give. And it is in this space of sacrifice and renunciation that the true greatness of the chosen one begins to emerge. But this greatness does not go unnoticed. On the contrary, the chosen one begins to radiate a presence that attracts. Their energy is a magnetic force, unmistakable, resonating deeply with those around them. However, this magnetism is not about what they do but about who they are. They awaken in people something they didn't know was dormant. Dreams that were forgotten, aspirations lost in the routines of daily life. And along with these dreams come fears. Fears that people try to avoid but are inescapable when confronted with the authenticity of the chosen one. Each person who crosses the chosen one's path feels the need to look within themselves, to face their own inner battles. The chosen one, unknowingly, acts as a mirror, reflecting the parts of the soul that many would prefer to keep hidden. Their mere presence is enough to provoke transformation, and this awakening in others is both a blessing and a curse. For by provoking this change, they also awaken resistance, envy, and jealousy. Envy, a subtle yet powerful force, begins to surround the chosen one. Those who are not ready to face their own darkness project their frustrations onto them. They see their light as a threat, as evidence that something is missing in their own lives. Negative energies manifest, sometimes silently, other times openly and aggressively. But the chosen one must learn to navigate these treacherous waters, always remembering that their light is inextinguishable. These shadows that try to obscure their brightness cannot be ignored but must be faced with courage and resilience. The chosen one must protect their own energy, strengthening themselves through their spiritual connection, knowing that even the darkest forces cannot extinguish the light they carry within. After all, their mission is not only personal but universal. They are part of a larger plan, a channel of a divine force that protects and guides them, even in the darkest moments. Their journey also teaches them to discern the relationships in their life. Not everyone who approaches the Chosen One does so with good intentions. Some are drawn only by the glow of their light, wishing to benefit from it without giving anything in return. These people often drain their energy, leaving the Chosen One exhausted and disoriented. However, there are also those who come to support, to offer genuine sustenance. These relationships help them maintain balance and remind them that they are not alone. Throughout their path, the Chosen One must use their intuition to distinguish between those who are by their side for true reasons and those who merely seek to benefit from their energy. This discernment is vital, for without it, the Chosen One may become lost in a sea of superficial relationships that drain their vitality and divert their focus from their spiritual mission. Over time, the Chosen One learns that their greatest enemy may not be outside but within themselves. In recognizing their power, they face a philosophical challenge: the conflict between ego and humility. Knowing they are an important figure who can deeply impact the lives of others may inflate their ego. However, the ego, although necessary to recognize their own importance in the world, can easily turn into a dangerous trap. The Chosen One, upon realizing their power and influence, must be careful not to be blinded by their own light. It is tempting to believe that all the impact they provoke in the world is solely due to their own capacity, forgetting that they are only a channel, an instrument of something much greater. The wisdom of great spiritual leaders throughout history has always pointed to a delicate balance. Power must be accompanied by humility. Humility does not diminish the Chosen One's greatness. On the contrary, it elevates it. It is by recognizing that they are part of a divine plan, that their light is not self-originated but transmitted through their connection to the spiritual, that they remain centered. Ego seeks to dominate, to be recognized, while humility reminds the Chosen One that they are merely a servant, serving something far greater than their own being. This inner struggle between ego and humility is not a challenge faced only once. It is a continuous battle, a delicate dance between accepting one's own power and acknowledging that this power does not fully belong to them. The Chosen One must learn to bow to the vastness of the universe, understanding that they are both a spark of light and a drop in the vast ocean of existence. However, this challenge becomes even more complex in the modern context. Today's world is not the same as it once was when spiritual leaders were revered, and their messages found resonance in a society hungry for meaning. The modern Chosen One lives in an age of incessant distractions, where the superficial often overshadows the profound, and materialism takes the place of spirituality. How, then, in this environment, can the Chosen One remain authentic? Being a Chosen One in modern times requires a particular kind of courage. They must, in an almost heroic way, stand out amid the noise and superficiality. At the same time, they must find ways to communicate their truth in a way that reaches hearts without being swallowed by external pressures that try to mold them according to society's expectations. The Chosen One is challenged to balance their spirituality in a world that often seems not to value or understand the depth of their mission. Moreover, today's Chosen One may find their mission manifesting in unexpected areas. They could be a tech innovator, a social justice advocate, or a healer in a broader sense, operating in seemingly non-spiritual contexts yet carrying a profound transformative purpose. The greatness of the modern Chosen One lies in their ability to navigate between the material and spiritual worlds without becoming lost in either. This ability to move between dimensions of reality, however, is not without danger. External distractions are only part of the challenge. The Chosen One also faces invisible energies, opposing forces that seek to divert them from their path. These forces can come from negative spiritual influences or even people around them who, unknowingly, align with these opposing energies. The Chosen One, therefore, must always remain vigilant, developing an intuitive sensitivity capable of identifying and neutralizing these subtle but powerful influences. These invisible battles, though challenging, are also opportunities for growth. Every spiritual obstacle the Chosen One overcomes strengthens them further and better prepares them for their mission. They begin to understand that these forces, however intense, cannot truly divert them as long as they remain connected to their spiritual source. Every challenge overcome is like a forge that refines their character, strengthening their light and solidifying their purpose. And so, the chosen one advances in their journey, aware of the battles they face but also of the victories they achieve with each step. Their impact on the world is profound, even when they do not realize it. Their presence, their light, their energy, is like a river that flows silently but eventually shapes entire landscapes. The chosen one may not see immediately the effect they have on those they meet along the way, but this does not diminish the depth of their influence. Each soul touched by their light carries a spark of transformation. Even in adversity, the chosen one must remain firm, with faith in their mission. They must continue to walk with determination, knowing that their role in the world is necessary and that their light is indestructible. Each time they doubt themselves, they must remember they were chosen for a reason, and that, regardless of the challenges they face, they are a guide, a shining star that lights the way for many. At the end of their journey, the chosen one invites everyone to reflect on their own path, on their own missions. After all, we all, in a way, carry within us the potential to be chosen. And in this collective awakening, where each one assumes their role in the great universal plan, the world begins to transform, one soul at a time. The chosen one, looking back on their journey, realizes that every step has led them to a point of greater understanding but also of greater challenges. As their light intensifies, the shadows around them also seem to grow. They begin to understand that there is no evolution without resistance, that every illuminated path carries the necessary trials for spiritual strengthening. Their journey has never been easy, and perhaps it never will be, but it is precisely this difficulty that forges their character and resilience. The negative energies that surround them are not mere external circumstances but mirrors reflecting unresolved aspects within. Envy, jealousy, and obsession are faces of darkness that manifest in others but also are part of human nature. The chosen one, in their wisdom, begins to understand that these external forces only hold power over them when they resonate with something unresolved within. Thus, they learn to face these challenges not with fear but with compassion and understanding. Being the target of envy, the chosen one realizes that their light reveals others' insecurities. Those who attack them do so because they have not yet found their own essence, and when they see the chosen one's glow, they feel the contrast of their own shadows. The chosen one understands that their mission is not to hide or dim their light to protect themselves from these energies but to continue shining with authenticity and courage, knowing that their light can eventually inspire those who envy them to awaken to their own journey of self-discovery. But the chosen one is not invulnerable. They feel the weight of these energies, and it is essential that they learn to protect themselves spiritually. Just as a flame needs to be fueled and protected from winds trying to extinguish it, the chosen one must cultivate their inner light with practices that keep them connected to their spiritual source. Meditation, prayer, and moments of solitude are essential for them to regain their strength and stay centered amidst external storms. Still, the chosen one's greatest protection does not come from specific techniques or practices but from their unshakable conviction that they are on the right path. When the chosen one truly aligns with their mission, their light becomes untouchable by the forces of darkness. They learn that they do not need to fear adversity, for each challenge that arises on their path is, in truth, an opportunity for growth. The negative energies that manifest around them are not signs of failure but proof that they are progressing, that their light is making a difference in a world that often fears transformation. However, the chosen one must also be wise in their relationships. They begin to discern that not everyone who approaches their light is ready to receive it with pure intention. Some people are drawn to them out of curiosity, others in the hope that their presence can illuminate their own darkness. But there are those who approach only to benefit without contributing or nurturing the chosen one in return. These relationships can be extremely exhausting, draining their energy and diverting their focus. The chosen one then develops a deep intuition to identify which relationships are truly genuine and which are draining. They understand that to continue their mission, they must protect their energy from relationships that deplete them. At the same time, they recognize the invaluable worth of those who walk alongside them with sincerity, offering mutual support and a space of genuine exchange. These few but precious companions on the journey are like anchors, helping the chosen one remain firm when the waves of adversity threaten to topple them. However, the chosen one's journey would not be complete without recognizing one of their greatest inner enemies, the ego. In realizing the impact they have on the world, the chosen one faces the seduction of believing they are the center of their own greatness. The power they carry, the influence they wield over others, can easily feed a pride that distances them from their true essence. The ego, when inflated, becomes a veil that obscures the clarity of spiritual vision. Therefore, the chosen one must remain vigilant, always remembering that they are a channel, not the source. Their power does not come from themselves but from a deep connection with something greater than them. Humility is the balance that keeps the chosen one aligned with their purpose. When they see themselves as a servant of a greater good, and not as the creator of that good, they remain anchored in their mission. Great spiritual masters have always warned of the danger of getting lost in one's own glow, and the chosen one knows that by embracing humility, they do not diminish their impact but rather amplify it. This balance between ego and humility is perhaps one of the greatest challenges the chosen one faces. In a world that constantly seeks self-affirmation and recognition, the chosen one must remember that their true reward does not lie in external approval but in the faithful fulfillment of their mission. They learn that they do not need to be recognized by others to validate their path. Their own soul knows they are on the right course. As the chosen one deepens their journey, they realize that true spiritual leadership does not lie in controlling or dominating others but in serving with compassion and wisdom. The power they exercise is not to impose their will but to be a presence that inspires, transforms, and guides. They are like a star in the night sky, not trying to illuminate the entire sky but shining steadily, offering direction to those willing to look up and seek the light. In modern times, being a chosen one means facing unique challenges. We live in a world where materialism and distractions are abundant. The voices of superficiality echo louder than those of introspection, and the chosen one must find ways to stay true to themselves amidst these pressures. However, it is precisely in these times of confusion that the chosen one's presence is most needed. They become an anchor for those who, even unknowingly, seek something deeper, something that transcends the fleeting distractions of everyday life. In embracing their mission in the modern world, the chosen one understands that their journey is not solitary. Others like them are spread across the world, each fulfilling their role, each bringing their light in different forms. Some work in healing, others in innovation, others in social justice, but all share the same purpose: to bring transformation, elevate consciousness, and awaken humanity to its true potential. And so, the chosen one continues to walk, knowing that each step they take is an act of faith, a movement toward fulfilling a higher purpose. Even in the face of invisible challenges, they remain steadfast, protected by the light they carry and guided by the higher force that chose them from the beginning. And you who hear this message, also carry within you this light, this divine spark waiting to be awakened. Remember that you have a unique impact on the world and that your journey, with all its challenges and triumphs, is an essential part of the grand universal plan. Like this video, subscribe to the channel and share this message with those who, like you, are ready to awaken to their true mission. Your light is needed and the world is waiting for you.